Hello everyone, this is a quick review of the Fisher-Price Great Adventure. I believe this set's just still called Pirate Ship, but for the sake of separating it from the bigger pirate ship, we're calling this one Small Pirate Ship. This was a set that I recall my mom and grandma like went out of town for whatever reason, and I recall they're like, hey, we brought home this pirate ship. Like, I didn't even know this pirate ship was an actual thing. Again, this is during the era where like the internet wasn't a thing. I mean, like there was internet, but there wasn't internet to the point where like, oh hey, I can go on like the website and find this stuff, or I could go on Amazon. Someone might argue and say, well, Tommy, you are full of it because you could clearly do all that stuff during that time. Well, maybe you could, but again, I was a kid during all this, and I didn't know how to look for this stuff. I didn't know how to look for, any of these things. So this set here, we will go more into it. Just comes with the three guys. And this is a little grappling hook here, which I will show here in just the next bit. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get in with the figures here. And I'll say this pretty much in every episode, not just for the pirates, but they also do it for the castle Wild Western Town. The one who I think doesn't do it because there are so few sets is Hidden Treasure Pyramid. But while the captain here does look different in terms of color schemes, he's still your basic captain. And so comes with a captain, comes with your guy with a hook and a sword, and then once this guy makes his full circle, so you can see him, and then it does come with your guy with your eye patch, knife in his mouth, and sword here. Once again, it's just a lot of different color schemes, and I get why Fisher-Price does it. They're like, oh man, and so while the molds are all the same for the most part, Fisher-Price doesn't repeat like the same guy. Like I gotta give Pirates more credit than Castle on some things, because sometimes it's like, no, this is the same knight. You just tried to give them to me twice. So just kind of get these guys all on here. So it only does come with the three figures. To be fair though, like I always liked these two guys. I mean, not these guys, but just like the build of these two guys. I always thought there was more fun you could have with it. As much as I like the guy who has like the giant cannon, and it's like, I got it, like I want sword fights, I want some sort of like a sword fight with these guys, and the guy with the giant cannon is just over there blasting guys. But anywho, so those are the figures for it. There's not much to say, but let's go ahead and have a look at the actual ship. Alrighty, so for the actual ship, and it's actually small enough for me to show you on this thing to spin around a bit. I mean, I will take it off of this, and so we can look a little more in depth. But this ship itself, is it going to do as much as the actual like big pirate ship? No, but it's much smaller. But I think the team that made it said, look guys, we only have so much like room on the ship. We got to make sure every space counts. Like, all right, yeah, you were totally right. Let's make this work. And so there's a lot of detail here. And if you've watched any of these, you already know this, but if this is your first video, I'm a big fan of detail on sets that aren't like, hey, this isn't like super important, but it adds to the character of the set. Let's go ahead here and let's get a little more zoomed in here. We'll take this set off. We'll move this thing here. So let's go ahead and have a look at this set here. So first things first, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to just show you here now. Yes, the grappling hook does work. Boom. And one of the weird things with the grappling hook, and I'm not sure if this was with everyone, but you have to put it back in. Oh, come on. You have to put it back in. You can't put it in like this. You have to do it where this is facing up. It will not work if you don't put it in that other way. Here, let me just show you here. I mean, it's not super important, but it is kind of interesting. You just can't like slap this thing in. And when my son is trying to play with this, he tries to put it in, you know, just like any way that he can, which, you know, like, sure, I get it. But I'm like, no, like you have to put it in. See, watch, see, I put it in and it will not latch on if it's that other way. It has to be this way. So anyways, let's go ahead and kind of have a look at the set itself. And so, you know, it's really these things like, oh, hey, here's this map and this telescope. Actually, you know, here are, I'm trying to get some good angles here. You know, here's a gun. Here's a just various odds and ends for it. Up on here, I'm trying to get some guys to be an example. Kind of like the other pirate ship, you can have guys climb on the ropes. Guys can be in the crow's nest here. You know, there's these little pegs you can put your guys up. One of the interesting things, and I'm sure I'm not going to be able to show it to you super well. Again, you can look at pictures on my website where the adventure never ends. But there behind the wheel here, or helm, or whatever it's called, I'm not a pirate expert. Again, yeah, you are not going to be able to see it. I mean, I can see it with just my normal eye, but right behind there's a bunch of guns. There's some guns and some telescopes there, and like, because this thing is in the way, you can't tell it's there. And so yeah, I mean, shameless plug for you to get over to my website, but yeah, you can see the pictures and you can see what I'm talking about with this here. But if you were to do this, boom, opens up, and there is the plank. Here, I'm trying to see if I can get a good picture of it. You can kind of see it. There is a map there, a map that's kind of etched into it. Now, you know, kind of like anything else, let's say this guy's like, oh yeah, I'm sailing on this ship, and his captain's like, show us the treasure map. Whoa! You know, and so it's like, why did we put this right here? Now, if you watched my pirate ship video, I said, yeah, you know, I wish there was more, you know, things to it. And I guess they heard me and they put this kind of thing here that flips up inside of the actual boat here, or ship, you want to say. You got this little hammock bed. There's little odds and ends. Once again, yeah, I will have other pictures. You just have to go and find them, because I can see, like, he has this little like, it looks like they're candles, and it looks like there's some type of food there on the little bed. There's like a pillow. There is a blanket that's been kind of moved back a bit. I really wish I could show you what was in that thing here, just on the camera, but I can't. So probably the coolest feature of this set, though, is you push this button here, this black button, and it launches out this other little ship. And the other little ship here, you know, there are a few things. There's some coins, there's some bottles, there's a little sword there. And you can also, with this, you can take off the little grappling hook, which just attaches there, and you can attach it right on to the other one. And so this set it doesn't get a lot of recognition. There's one of the puzzles that has it. I think maybe one or two of the coloring books has it on it, but this is always a cool set. Oh, I didn't show you that. Yeah, you can open up these things. You have your guys drop down into it, and they can get on and they can sail off. Even though the set doesn't do as much, even though the set doesn't have, like, I wish that Fisher-Price made more sets like this one here. It's not like a giant ship. It's not a giant ship, but it's big enough to like have features. And you guys are going to hear me talk about this a bunch, but the Pirate series has a lot of guys, a lot of different pirate packs that I say, like, why don't these guys have a ship? Like, these guys need some sort of a ship to do something with. And I think if they had more things like this, I would have been happier. Now, of course, I do get it. There's the cost of having to make it, you know, you have to do this, you have to do this. And I totally get it. I'm just being nitpicky in my older age. So anyways, that is the smaller, throw those guys in there. That's the smaller pirate ship set. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, and I always say this, please, if you have more you want to see, visit my website, wheretheadventureneverends.com, and I will see you guys next time.